Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Product of that flip phone, my bitch got that shit on. You can't get a table, I know the chef down that Carbone. You tough, come get this tombstone. Polite, I got that root on. We came 3 deep, pet boys, we got them tools on. How you compare to me? So pretentious when you can't get it. Same niggas when they do get it, wanna act like they the man with it. You don't like me, be a man with it. When shit get deep, you gon' stand in it. Gun so big, kickstand with it. Be humble, bitch, use a fan with it. These niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Louis V chancletas, for the plug is named Fernando. My chicken came with 2 extra sides, welcome to Nando's. I know the plug, shit in my system from work I handled. Teddy bears, t-shirts and candles, stay with your handle. Pushing 40, can't name a time I scrambled like Randall. Off a pinch of residue, they leave your Kia dismantled. How you compare to me? Trappers morphed and shit they wouldn't dare to be. Alive at 21, we couldn't dare to see. I'd rather pull the trigger, cause them numbers the same. Off a conspiracy, they call me Mr. Brunson in the bank, financial literacy. These niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off.
Yeah, I ain't never been on, but still saying I fell off. Condition naughty, hoe come get it, dig it, something like Pavlov. Taking off my shirt, fell to her knees, I make her heart stop. She ain't hitting with her bust down, I put her in a plain one. My slime keep catching bodies, told her go and see the real one. My slime keep catching bodies, I said boy just let me get one. I know y'all ain't been on, no, I know y'all ain't been on. You can see I'm getting it in, my whole body covered in chrome. This watch on my wrist, probably same price as your home. How the fuck I fell off? Still moving bricks out that door. I'm getting money, that's for certain. You ain't getting nothing, that's for sure. 5% still close the curtains, cause I'm sitting in that rose. As for C, she got a Birkin, cause she good with her throat. I been popping all the Adderall, I like doing the most. I can tell y'all never been on, y'all think this shit a joke. Before they talking about me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The song you just heard is called Been On. Myself featuring my dog, Cannon Drummond. You know what I mean? It's on A Broken Crayon Still Colors, streaming on all platforms everywhere. You know what I mean? It's the growth. You know what I mean? It's the growth. The lyrical activities is up. The team is up. Money is nice. Championships is better. The Himothy collection. Only I remember that when I came out with the Purple Truckers. The growth is up, you know, and the Bullies is up. The Eagles Nation is up. And it's been way too much talk about these super team allegations. Way too much talk. They trying to hit us with the switcheroony. They trying to spin it on the Eagles fans and make it seem like all of a sudden that we the greatest football team to ever live for some strange reason. They want to make it seem like that we are the best team ever assembled and we from a different planet and we just abnormal in every way, shape, form, or fashion. But that's not true. Before the Eagles even won their first bowl, and even until now, there's been several quote unquote super teams that the only reason why they aren't super teams is because they couldn't get it done when it mattered the most. Every team that wins a championship is a good team. That's just the bottom line. But we're not going to sit here and act like the Philadelphia Eagles somehow, some way are cheating, or the Philadelphia Eagles somehow, some way are doing something that other teams can't do. In order to win a championship, in order to do certain things, you have to be able to hold on, y'all. You have to be able to figure out the correct pieces. You have to be able to
understand the quarterback you need. You have to be able to understand the coaches you need. You know what I mean? But not for nothing. My dog Anthony Perry, thank you for the super chat. OG in the building. He said, just cuz we up. Brunson is in control of these fools. Go Birds. And I'm gonna stay in absolute command. I'm gonna stay in absolute command. The difference, the alarming difference with the Philadelphia Eagles winning and a lot of these other teams winning is simply Jalen Hurts. It's simply the quarterback play and critical moments and the ability to not make mistakes and the ability to elevate your game when the stakes and the chips get higher. Also coaching, also a good cohesion of players who also understand their role and players who also understand what it takes to get to this level and win a championship. These teams on this list that I'm about to name all had these things, but they couldn't get it done when it mattered the most. So without further ado, I'm going to go to this list that I got off of Twitter from my man Tom Stakes. You know what I mean? Shout out Tom Stakes for sure. What y'all got to do for real, for me, man. This is for me. Y'all got to go on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Let me make sure y'all can see me. Y'all got to go on Twitter and y'all got to follow Tom Stakes. Tom Stakes is one of the best guys. Follow Tom Stakes. Bro, this is what we're going to do. Everybody go on Twitter, follow Tom Stakes. Let Tom Stakes know I told y'all to follow, and I'm going to pick somebody from his latest followers of the day, and I'm going to send him some merch, bro. I'm going to send him some merch. This is how important Tom Stakes is on Twitter and the Eagles community. Tom Stakes fights an everlasting battle of delusion. You know what I mean? Delusion. So Tom Stakes, he said, you have a super team. Any QB would have won with that team. Super teams that didn't win a thread. Because the narrative is any quarterback, that's what all the pundits on TV are saying right now. If anybody in the top 15 could have won with Jalen Hurts' roster. So let's look at some super teams that didn't win. Let's look at them. Number one, you got the 2003, 2004, and the 2005 Indianapolis Colts. These teams were littered with superstar talent. While they weren't known for their defense, it was their offense that epically collapsed every postseason with turnovers and an ability to beat the AFC teams like Tom Brady. In 2003, they lost in the AFC conference game as Manning threw 4 interceptions. 4 interceptions. This team had Reggie Wayne. This team had Marvin Harrison. This team might have had Bob Sanders. This team had Jeff Saturday. Dwight Frink. This team had talent all over the place, but Manning threw 4 interceptions in 2003 in an AFC conference game. In 2004, Manning broke the touchdown passing record with 49 and lost to 20-3 in a divisional round in 2004. Just a year after that, lost 20-3 in the divisional round. Everybody played with the Colts in Madden 03 and 04. Come on, man. Let's not act like we don't know what the Colts had. In 2005, they fell 21-18 to the Pittsburgh Steelers after averaging 27 points per game all season. They were only able to put up 18 and lost in the playoffs to the Steelers. This was a super team that we can't call super because they couldn't get it done, and largely part of the offense led by a first ballot Hall of Famer in Peyton Manning. Number 2, the 2007 New England Patriots. This is the most super team. This is a super team of all super teams, bro. The greatest team that sports has ever seen until they ran into the Super Bowl against the Giants. The Patriots stole Randy Moss from the Raiders, sneakily scooped up Wes Welker, creating the most dynamic offense in league history at the time, bro. Tom Brady threw a record-breaking 50 touchdowns. Moss scored a record-breaking 23 touchdowns. You know what I mean? And the Patriots went into the Super Bowl 18-0. They didn't lose a game. Then history was made. The 9-7 wildcard Giants shut them down and beat them 17-14 on a game-winning drive by Eli Manning. A team that just didn't think they shits could ever stink. They never thought that they would lose. Lost to a wildcard team that was 9-7. Number 3, the 2009 San Diego Chargers. The 13-3 Chargers were led by a prolific passer, Phillip Rivers, and a team that was loaded at several positions. Vincent Jackson, Antonio Gates, LaDainian Tomlinson, Darren Sproles, They were the only team to score 20 plus in all 16 games. So what happened? They ran into a tough defense and lost 17-14. They lost to Mark Sanchez. Where was the 20 points then? They only put up 20. This was a super team that couldn't get it done. Everybody's a super team in the regular season, it seems like, but when it's time for them last 3 or 4 games of the season, it don't matter what seed they is, they fold. The 2011 Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers was the runaway MVP. The Packers entered the playoffs, overwhelming favorites with a 15-1 record. Wide receivers Donald Driver, Greg Jennings, Jordy Nelson. They had the best trio in all of sports at the wide receiver position. The defense led by Clay Matthews and Charles Woodson. These are Super Bowl champions, by the way. They already had won a Super Bowl, I believe. They already have Super Bowl brass. Ring number 2 on his way, right? Not so fast. The 35-point-per-game Packers stumbled at home in the playoffs against a Cinderella New York Giants team and lost 37-20. 4 turnovers, 2 by Rodgers, is a good way to put the big dogs down. Come on, bro. And number 5, the Legion of Boom, the 2014 Seattle Seahawks. They won a Super Bowl. The reigning Super Bowl champions. One of the greatest defenses of all time. They were young and ready to be projected as the league's next dynasty. Stacked. You saw what happened. Russell Wilson threw a pick on the goal line when everybody said they should have just ran. They should have just ran. A pick on the goal line to Tom Brady and the Patriots. They lose. It was close, but they lost. They were stacked. Number 6, the 2019 New Orleans Saints. Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas, Drew Brees. These guys were stacked. 30 points a game. They had a plus 15 turnover margin, second in the NFL. 8 giveaways, lowest in the league. The 6th seed Vikings came in the Big Easy at a wild card round and beat them 26-20 in overtime. I think this might have been the miracle of the Meadowlands. This was the miracle of the Meadowlands. That was supposed to be the year that Breeze got his second ring. 07, the 2023 Cowboys. They led the NFL with 9 All-Pros. Dak, he finished second in MVP voting. They were the NFC's number 2 seed. They had a cornerback with more touchdowns than some of the league's best wide receivers in Deron Bland. What happened? They fumbled the ball. They lost to the number 7 seed Green Bay Packers. They lost. They got embarrassed. They got humiliated by a 7 seed Green Bay Packer team. Dak threw 2 interceptions in the first half. 2 interceptions in the first half. A historic collapse. Cowboys fans will tell you this, though. They would tell you that wasn't a super team. Since when is having 9 All-Pros not a super team? Well, one of them was a kicker. The dude was your best offensive player last year because your quarterback was on a trajectory of having a career high in turnovers, interceptions. He was ass. He was ass last year. Aubrey was single-handedly winning games by kicking 60-yard field goals, seemingly at will. He's the best field goal kicker in the game. He's automatic points. Why would you not want to count him as an all-pro because he's a kicker? Make it make sense. Oh, wait, the 2023 San Francisco 49ers, they were stacked. Patrick Mahomes beat them. The list goes on. The list goes on and on. You know what I mean? The list goes on. All these hypothetical champions that have been crowning themselves. All of these guys that want to make it seem like that all of these the super team allegations, it don't move me no more, y'all. The super team allegations don't move me. My guy Anthony Perry, thank you for the super chat. Funny how we a super team until the ranking list come out. Exactly. We a super team until it's time to rank the Philadelphia Eagles players individually. You want to rank Jalen Hurts, you want to say he top this, he top whatever. You don't want to say A.J. Brown is top dog at wide receiver. You want to say we got the best offensive line, the best defensive line. You want to say this stuff, but then when you want to say shit like Michael Parsons is better than everybody on the Eagles defense. Nolan Smith got more playoff sacks than him. What really means the world to some of these losing fan bases? When the Eagles get their ring, I think it's next week. When the Eagles get their rings next week, I want to invite Joe Burrow. I want to invite Lamar Jackson. I want to invite Josh Allen. I want to invite every loser who never won a championship. And I want them to be a part of the celebration because apparently, if they were the Eagles starting quarterback, they would be getting a ring that day as well. Apparently, it's so easy a caveman could do it all of a sudden. There have been multiple teams with Super Bowl aspirations, but they can't get it done. Peyton Manning had winning pieces around him for a long time, but it took him a long time to learn how to be a winner. We're not going to act like that ain't the case. Peyton Manning had to learn how to be a winner, ladies and gentlemen. Being a winner just don't happen overnight. Peyton Manning had to learn. He had to evolve. He had to adapt into that. Tom Brady had to slow down a little bit too, but Peyton Manning was losing Super Bowls because he was choking. He was losing opportunities. 4 interceptions in a playoff game. You can't win like that. You can't win like that. You can't. So the term Super Bowl, the term super team has been used as a knock to Jalen Hurts. It's been used as a knock to Jalen Hurts. When you look at the way Jalen Hurts performs in the Super Bowl, I don't care what you rank his regular season stats at, that's what matters. Jalen Hurts got a better quarterback rating in the Super Bowl, the second highest quarterback rating in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Other than Joe Montana. What are we talking about here? In the playoffs, the NFC leader for the playoff leader for touchdown passes was Jalen Hurts. Yeah, he was tied with Mahomes and Josh Daniels. You know what I mean? We got to start making some of this stuff make sense. Nothing matters except winning, bro. Nothing matters except winning. It's clear as day. It's actually quite evident at this point, at this juncture. Nothing matters except winning. The term super team is being used as a weapon against Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles. That's all. And we all know that, though. Don't we know that? The term super team is being used as a weapon against Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles. Because look, NFL postseason offensive stats leaders. Jalen Hurts led the postseason last year with 726 passing yards, bro. 726 passing yards, bro. We sitting here acting like Jalen Hurts threw for 400 yards in the postseason. 726. Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels, and Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Matthew Stafford did what they were supposed to do for their teams, bro, in the postseason. Any one of these guys, in my opinion, could have played well enough to win. All these guys did their job in the postseason. All of them. But leave it to the haters, though. Leave it to the haters. Touchdown passes. Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes. Tied for the most. They want to spin the narrative so bad, like Jalen Hurts' job is to just hand the ball off to Saquon Barkley, and that's the end of it. Saquon Barkley averaged 2.3 yards per carry in the Super Bowl, y'all. 2.3 yards per carry in the Super Bowl. Everybody's game plan for beating the Eagles last year was, let me stop Saquon Barkley because I got less faith in Jalen Hurts than I do Saquon Barkley. But nobody was able to stop Saquon Barkley except the Chiefs. Except the Chiefs. Nobody had the resources or nobody had the heart to allocate the resources to stopping Saquon Barkley because they were scared. The Chiefs wasn't scared, though. Spagnuolo and them, not only can they flood the box for Saquon, they also can blitz. They also can blitz. So even if it's not a pat, listen, Jalen Hurts was in multiple third and long situations, y'all, in that Super Bowl. He was in multiple third and long situations. And what happened? He overcame, he conquered, and he did his job. He overcame, he conquered, and he did his job. The term super team is being used as an attack on a quarterback that went out there and played his ass off and won Super Bowl MVP. And won Super Bowl MVP. They want to say it's a super team. Anybody could do it. Well, that don't put nothing in your trophy cabinet with a hypothetical. It's a fact. If you put any quarterback there, how is a hypothetical a fact now? I've seen, let me show you something that I've seen on Twitter that really boggled my mind. This how down bad a lot of Cowboys fans are right now. This is how down bad Cowboys fans are right now. I believe I reacted to it and I laughed. This will be the funniest thing you'll ever see. This will be the funniest thing you will ever see on Twitter. The funniest thing. He says, I couldn't disagree more. Any top 15 quarterback in the league could have won a Super Bowl with that roster last season. Dak is better than Foles and Hurts. So I also would give him 2 more for 2017 and the 2022 season. This man, ladies and gentlemen, just gave Dak Prescott not 1, not 2, but 3 imaginary Super Bowls. He gave Dak Prescott 3 make-believe in his mind Super Bowls. That is delusion on an evolved level. That is delusion on levels we've never seen in our lives, ladies and gentlemen. I can't see it because he blocked me, because I always call him delusional. I'm pretty sure he blocked Tom too. But he gave Dak Prescott not 1. Y'all got to hear me, bro. Not 1, not 2, but 3 Make-A-Wish championships. Meanwhile, this is reality for us. This is real. Nick Foles and Jalen Hurts really did. This is real. This is not in our dreams. I can feel this. If it was a gold coin, I could bite it. This is real. But in their minds, the hate for Jalen Hurts is so strong that they are giving their quarterback, who don't actually in reality have a Super Bowl, 3 of them. Because they have made up an alternate universe in their minds that Dak Prescott plays for the Eagles and he could win with the roster that Jalen Hurts got because he's so much better than Jalen Hurts. But if he's so much better than Jalen Hurts, why does he need what Jalen Hurts has to succeed? Dak Prescott has had way more talent than Tony Romo. They don't talk about that in Dallas Cowboys land. Not winning the playoff game with 9 All-Pros is diabolical work. The Cowboys have been spoiled. They've had number 1 seeds just like the Eagles. They've had number 2 seeds just like the Eagles. And they've done nothing with it. They've done nothing with it. The Eagles didn't even get the number 1 seed last year. And we won the Super Bowl. The Eagles won a Super Bowl with the 1 seed and the Super Bowl with the 2 seed. The Dallas Cowboys got put out in the first round with the 1 seed and the first round with the 2 seed with the same quarterback. The same quarterback. We went to the Super Bowl twice with the same quarterback. The same quarterback. The Ravens have the same quarterback and have yet to be in a Super Bowl. The Bills, the same quarterback and have yet to be in a Super Bowl. They've all been starting longer than Jalen Hurts. These guys are the epitome of delusion, bro. They're the epitome of delusion over there, man. And the super team thing is getting tired. Look how many super teams we just named that had chances to win rings. Whatever happened to saying, damn, we just wasn't good enough. Damn, we just wasn't good enough. We just wasn't good enough. That's what we were saying about I don't think the Eagles were good enough to win a Super Bowl with McNabb until T.O. came. Yeah, your defense was good, but your offense was still low-key limited. When T.O. came, that was the year. That's the year we got over the hump. We were good enough to do it. But you got guys out here losing Super Bowls with rosters with CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper. You got the Baltimore Ravens having a 2-time MVP and a top 10 defense his whole year, not even getting to Super Bowls. Josh Allen, I have to give Josh Allen some grace. But it's like, at what point do you hunker down and beat Patrick Mahomes? I can't give you that much grace because Patrick Mahomes is a mere mortal to us. Joe Burrow ain't been to the playoffs in 2 years. Going to be 3, most likely. At what point do we keep it a bean around here, man? Oh, y'all won because y'all had a super team. Well, I mean, I hate the narrative because everybody got finely tuned machines on a roster, bro. It's the NFL. It's the NFL. Everybody got studs on a roster. It's the National Football League. The National Football League. What David Rodriguez talking about? probably a loser here that's mad. Hey, man, they got make-believe Super Bowls up. They a laughing stock. They're a laughing stock, and I'm a loser's worst nightmare. I'm not going to lie to you, bro. I'm a loser's worst nightmare, man. I am a loser's worst nightmare. Right now, how could a Dallas Cowboys fan even have the mitigated gall to even speak to me other than nice? Other than nice. And this is the biggest misconception. The biggest misconception for Dallas Cowboys fans and content creators and the media that covers the Dallas Cowboys and they drought is that Jerry Jones hasn't done his job. That's a bold-faced lie, bro. And I hate that for Jerry Jones because that's not the truth. Jerry Jones has paid everybody. Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Zeke Elliott, the offensive line. Jerry Jones has put the talent adequate enough. If you could get a number 1 seed and a number 2 seed and finish 12-5, damn near all the time, 12-5, you finish 12-5 a lot. Then you putting together a good team. You are. The problem is at the quarterback position, and the Dallas Cowboys fans don't want to admit that, especially the African-American Dallas Cowboys. The male African-American Dallas Cowboys fan has a boy crush on Dak Prescott. They have a man crush on Dak Prescott. They will make these African-American male Dallas Cowboys fans, they love Dak Prescott damn near more than they love their own children in most of these. It's the strangest thing I've ever seen in my life. At what point do you just say as a man that he can't get it done? He can't get it done. These guys got more patience for Dak Prescott than they do for their own kids. When y'all gonna put Dak on punishment? When y'all gonna keep it a bean? When? The dude about to be 32. He going into his 10th season. They still talking about he a 4th-year draft pick, a 4th-round draft pick. What the hell? They still saying he a 4th-round draft pick over there. Chef Cook Skinner, thank you for the super chat. Y'all do have a super team, but who wouldn't want a super team? I hope Adam Peters build a super team around Jaden Daniels. Call it a super team. I don't care what you call it, bro. We got a successful team. Because I just gave you the list. Chef, thank you for the super chat. I just gave you the list of the super teams, though. Teams that were just as good as us, but they weren't successful. They weren't successful. So the Patriots team that was 18-0 and lost in the Super Bowl, the only loss of the year was in the Super Bowl, that wasn't a super team? They just wasn't successful. They just wasn't successful. They just ain't see it all the way through. So no, bro, I'm cool on the narratives. I'm cool on the excuses. I'm just cool on it, bro. Y'all do got so what? We got a super team. So what? We got a super team. So what? What's the point? We got a super. So what? I'm confused by the point. I don't care. We got every team that won a championship is super team. So what? If y'all scared, put in a petition to go to another division because we're gonna beat the shit out of the Commanders again too. Brandon Lewis, thank you for the super chat. That 2 playoff games came off of Wash Brady and the Seahawks team on the last leg of Russell Wilson. It did, but he won, so I can't take enough. Y'all do have a super team. Like that's what I be talking about. So what? Was people running around here crying about the Patriots? No, this is what y'all do. Y'all cry about the Patriots and the refs. That's y'all way of saying that they was a super team during their dynasty. Oh, the Patriots cheaters, this, that, and the third. We don't feel that way because we beat them. Y'all cry and complain about the Chiefs. How we got a super team if everybody picked the Eagles to lose in the postseason? How do we got a super team if everybody picked the Eagles to lose in the postseason? Nobody picked the Patriots to lose when they was a dynasty in the postseason. That would have been suicide. Nobody picked the Chiefs to lose. when they was winning 3 straight bowls. That'd have been suicide. Nobody picked the Chiefs to lose. Everybody said that, bro, Chef, let me ask you a question, Chef. You're a Commanders fan. Did you pick the Eagles to beat the Commanders? I was laughed at when I said we was going to blow y'all out. I was laughed at when I said we was going to blow the Commanders out in the NFC Championship game. Did you pick the Commanders to win, Commanders fans? Yeah, you did. Because y'all thought y'all was on our level. Y'all thought y'all was good enough. Now we a super team now. Everybody said, bro, they said the Eagles wasn't even going to get in the red zone, bro, in the Super Bowl. The super team shit is so weird to me, bro. It's weird. It's weird. It's just, it's low IQ. It's low IQ. It's low IQ, man. I don't care what you call us, bro. Just say y'all ain't better than us. Y'all ain't good enough and y'all scared of us. Just say that. We started 2-2. Our starting wide receiver ain't play for a couple games after Brazil. Smitty went down, I believe, in the Saints game. What are we talking about? My quarterback missed time this year. Dallas Goedert missed time this year. We went through trials and tribulations like every team does, but we was able to see it through because we're on a different mission. We got a different heart. We got a different heart. We got a different genetic makeup, man. We got a different genetic makeup, man. We got a different genetic makeup. Y'all ain't got to give us our props. Just keep calling us a super team. We cool with that. We cool with that, bro. Mention us with the 85 Bears, all them legendary squads. Mention us with them squads, bro. Mention us with them squads. Y'all do got a super team. So what? Would y'all, and you know what? Had we would have beat the Chiefs the first time without Saquon Barkley, y'all would be crying saying the same thing. Had we would have beat the Chiefs without Saquon Barkley, y'all would be crying saying the same thing. A lot of holes in the argument surrounding the Philadelphia Eagles' success. You can't with confidence say Saquon Barkley carried Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. When Jalen Hurts and the Eagles went to a Super Bowl without Saquon Barkley, we took Miles Sanders to a Super Bowl, bro. Jalen Hurts carried Quez Watkins, Miles Sanders. What are you talking about, bro? I seen Jalen Hurts carry the Eagles way more than I seen Saquon Barkley carry the Eagles, if you're keeping it a bean. When the Eagles was 10-1, that was off the back of Jalen Hurts with 5 games behind double digits at halftime. Starting off 10-1 with the 32, with the 30th ranked defense, that ain't carrying. Starting off 10-1, what are we talking about? John Wilson, thanks for the super chat. What is a super team? An excuse for guys who can't articulate a great team. Over 90% of our starters or 90% of our starting 22 is through the draft. Why y'all mad that we know how to draft? I don't know. Thank you for the super chat, but that seems to be the sentiment. Y'all do have a super team. So, I mean, what y'all want us to do? I don't buy into the hype. Y'all a bunch of crybabies on this internet, man. Y'all a bunch of crybabies on this internet. I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear y'all got a super team, especially from a Commanders fan, because y'all thought y'all was going to win. Y'all thought y'all was going to win, bro. Y'all thought y'all was going to win. Y'all thought y'all was good enough to go to the Super Bowl last year. Y'all thought it was y'all year to go to the Super Bowl. So the Commanders are disqualified from calling us a super team. They disqualified, bro. Logically, it don't make no sense. Then 99%, Louis T might be the only Commanders fan that I know that knew the Eagles was going to win the Super Bowl after we beat the Chiefs. After we beat the Commanders. Every other Commanders fan that I know of said that the Chiefs definitely going to beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Eagles fan from Texas, thank you for the super chat. LB, the haters scared. They really going to be shook for the next 2 to 5 years. Our credit score 800 with the picks we have. Our credit score 800 for sure, bro. Our credit score 800 for sure. Y'all got a super team. Y'all got a super team, bro. The Eagles have put the NFL, the fans, the content creators in complete shambles. Somebody on the internet told me, y'all got the best of everything. Y'all got the best of everything. Y'all got the best of everything. Nobody wanted Zach Bond. Y'all said Slay was old. Vic Fangio's style was outdated. Louis T told me Fangio was outdated. Fangio was outdated. Let me show y'all something that Micah Parsons' brother Michael Parsons' coffee table head ass brother said. He's a strange character to me. Let me put it up here. He's a strange one, man. He's Unique Cross. Thank you for the super chat. I see you. You can't be great without the greatness of others. Y'all don't like it. Go get you a Howie Roseman to do the same thing. It ain't even Howie for real. Howie could have mastered the talent, but the guy's got to perform. The guy's got to perform. Let me show y'all something that Buddy said. Flabbergasting to me. Here you go, right here. Flabbergasted. I was flabbergasted by it. Completely taken for a loop. I called him the DH of the summer. That's why I called him. Let me put it up here on the Summer Jam screen. I called him the DH of the summer, man. He said, if the Eagles didn't have Kellen Moore and Jalen Hurts, I'd legitimately be worried about their offense. He said that in, what was the date on that? August 22nd, 2024, this time last year. He said that this time last year before the season started. I repeat, if the Eagles didn't have Kellen Moore and Jalen Hurts, I'd legitimately be worried about the offense. Nobody paid us no mind even after Saquon Barkley. How you going to call us a super team when you are professing that you don't believe in Kellen Moore because Kellen Moore couldn't get it done with your quarterback? So it had to be Kellen Moore's fault, though, right? But Kellen Moore won a Super Bowl with Jalen Hurts. Kellen Moore couldn't get to a conference game with Herbert or Dak Prescott, but he wins the Super Bowl with Jalen Hurts. I'm making too much sense here, man. I'm making too much sense. Before the season started, Coffee Table Head said he ain't worried about the Eagles because the quarterback going to fail him and the offensive coordinator going to fail him. That's what Coffee Table Head said. The offense going to fail him and Kellen Moore going to fail him. So he ain't worried about us. But how? Now look at you. Look at them all. They all laughed. I didn't want Kellen Moore. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I did not want Kellen Moore. But then it quickly dawned on me. All Kellen Moore got to do is not overcomplicate this. All he got to do is not overcomplicate this. Run the ball. You got Saquon Barkley and a great offensive line. Until they stop the run, then you do something else about it. Kellen Moore looked good in the Super Bowl. Prolific in the Super Bowl. Prolific in the bowl. He had Jalen Hurts ready in the bowl. Prolific. The game plan was sharp in the bowl when all the chips was on the line, right? Come on, man. Paul, thank you for the super chat. None of it don't make sense, man. It's all rooted in hate. It's all rooted in evil. It's all rooted in not understanding how to build a championship team. A Cowboys fan wouldn't know nothing about how to build a championship team, man. We're talking to brainless. We talking to brainless zombies. Craig Batty, what's up? We're talking to brainless zombies, man. They wouldn't know the first thing about how to build a championship caliber team because they ain't seen one since 1996. They ain't seen one since 1996. So how could we expect them to understand common sense? They're excuse makers. They're professional excuse makers. Chef Cooks, man, thank you for the super chat, bro. What's wrong with being called a super team? Isn't that a testament to the Eagles having a great front office? I think it's a compliment to be called a super team. I mean, I prefer the best team over a super team. Super team to me implies like we got the X-Men or the Avengers on our team. No. We got guys that's dedicated to their craft, and we got guys that want to win. We got dedicated guys that want to win. That's not a super team. That's a compilation of great players who want to win. Y'all think Jaden Daniels better than Jalen Hurts, right? I'm sure y'all do. Y'all got the better quarterback in your mind, right? I'm sure y'all do. Y'all think Frankie Louvo better than Zach Bond. Y'all got certain spots on y'all roster that y'all think that guys are better than the Philadelphia Eagles. So how can we be a super team? The Cowboys think Dak Prescott is better than Jaden Daniels and Jalen Hurts. They think CeeDee Lamb is the best wide receiver in the division. They thought Zach Martin was the best offensive lineman in the division until he retired. He retired, by the way, sad. He retired sad, saying that he know they had a talented enough roster to do it. Cowboys content creators are posting pictures of Miles Sanders deadlifting. Deadlifting 225, by the way. I warm up with that. They posting pictures of Miles Sanders deadlifting, saying we might be wrong about Miles Sanders because he got muscles. Dallas Cowboys content creators and fans think Micah Parsons is the best defender in the division. The best defender in the division. How are we a super team? How are we a super team if y'all don't want to give us individual side-by-side accolades, but as a unit, we just leaps and bounds better than everybody? How are we a super team if y'all said our offensive coordinator and our quarterback was going to be our downfall? How are we a super team? Are we a super team or are we a more mentally tough team? Do we got the right mentally tough pieces at the key positions? I think A.J. Brown is way more mentally tough than CeeDee Lamb, and I think Smitty is way more tough than CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb pouts when things ain't going his way. On the field, pouts. I don't care about A.J. reading a book off the field. The on-the-field body language is always A1. I don't have to keep talking about Jalen Hurts' performances in the postseason and the Super Bowl. I have to keep going over that. How Jalen Hurts, here's the disrespect, here's the accolade. How Jalen Hurts, here's all the disrespect, but still rises above it. I don't have to talk about that. It's facts. It's on paper. So I don't think calling us a super team is a backhanded. It's a backhanded compliment. Now you might not mean it some way, Chef, but it's a backhanded compliment, man. It's a backhanded compliment. It's a backhanded compliment, man. They call us a super team instead of wanting to give the Super Bowl MVP his credit. They saying Josh Sweat deserves Super Bowl MVP over Jalen Hurts. In what universe? The last time a defensive player won Super Bowl MVP, it was Von Miller. You want to know why? Because Peyton Manning was legitimately carried to his Super Bowl. Legitimately carried. Let me look at it. I gotta see it. I gotta see it. This how much they don't like. This how much they don't like Jalen Hurts. Let me find Peyton Manning's stats. What was that? 2015. He retired after that, right? Look at it in the postseason. Used to be a way to find the postseason stats. Let me see. Super Bowl 50, Carolina Panthers versus Denver. What's Peyton's stats in that game? Player stats. Come on, man. Peyton Manning in the Super Bowl versus the Denver Nuggets, man. Peyton Manning was 13. He had 13 completed passes, bro. 141 yards, 0 touchdown passes, 1 interception, and was sacked 5 times against the Panthers. Was sacked 5 times against the Panthers. That was Peyton Manning's stats in the Super Bowl. Von Miller had 2 QB hits, which was 2 sacks, I believe. Von Miller had 2.5 sacks. So they couldn't give it to Peyton Manning because Peyton Manning ain't do nothing. Now let's look at Jalen Hurts' stats. I don't even know what Peyton Manning QBR is, but I'm pretty sure it was bad. Jalen Hurts in a Super Bowl. And this is how you win Super Bowl MVP. This is exactly how you should win Super Bowl MVP. They want to say it should have went to somebody else, right? That's their thing right now. The Super Bowl MVP should have went to somebody else. Jalen Hurts stats in the Super Bowl, bro. 221 passing yards, two passing touchdowns, 72 rushing yards, bro. Jalen Hurts has had 70 or more rushing yards in 2 different Super Bowls. Total points scored, 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns, all scored by Jalen Hurts. 2 passing, 1 rushing. Super Bowl MVP. 3 total touchdowns, 70 yards, and 22. A true dual threat. Jalen Hurts is the first dual threat quarterback, ladies and gentlemen, to win a Super Bowl. The first one. They said guys with his style would never win a Super Bowl. Guys with his style would never win the Super Bowl. Super Bowl MVP. But they saying that 221 passing yards, 72 rushing yards, 3 total touchdowns should not win Super Bowl MVP. It should be Josh Sweat because he had 2.5 sacks. 2.5 sacks is impressive in any game, let alone a Super Bowl. When your quarterback has 3 touchdowns, 70 rushing yards, and 221, yeah. What? Jalen Hurts dominated the game. Dominated the game on the offensive side of the ball. It don't make no sense, man. It don't make no sense, man. Anthony Perry, thank you for the super chat. The disrespect only helps the Eagles, and it does. All it does is keep the chip on the shoulder. The fools are actually helping the team stay focused. They are. Nobody's giving us praise. Everybody's saying that whatever they're saying. I like the bulletin board material because they don't understand that we thrive off bulletin board material, bro. We love when y'all talk. We love when y'all talk. And it's so fitting that we get to end the Cowboys season week 1. We get to show the Dallas Cowboys that they're not ready week 1. These guys can't even pay their players, bro. Michael Parsons ain't paid. He ain't paid. Terry McLaurin ain't paid. They got key acquisitions about to go on strike. But they worried about us and us being a super team. It don't make sense. It'll never make sense. It'll never make sense. But I ain't gonna keep y'all long, man. We got room for more content all week, man. Make sure y'all like, make sure you subscribe, do all of that good stuff, man. Lord Brunson back at you with the back at you. We're gonna be talking this weekend for sure, man. Link up tomorrow. You know the vibes.
Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on.